Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Micromaster Astro Squad from Transformers Earthrise War for Cybertron Trilogy. So as you can see here, it is made up of two Autobots. We have Fuzer and Autobot Blastmaster. So those are some names. Basically, it is another one of those where two Micromasters transform together to form one larger vehicle. So last time we had a Decepticon duo that formed that like long construction vehicle. Now we have two Autobots forming a space shuttle, which is pretty cool. So the robot modes look okay. This guy looks like he's got quite a bit of kibble on him, but we'll see how that goes. That's Autobot Blastmaster apparently, and then here's, I guess, is it Fuzer? I guess. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. It looks like they've turned Ironworks here into a ramp. I guess maybe for him to launch or maybe to land on. I'm not really sure what's going on there. I feel like he can't really launch because the wing would clip into the tower here, so that wouldn't really work. In any case, pretty cool artwork, but the space shuttle up here, not too much else going on with this, so I'm going to go ahead and get these guys out of the bubble and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here are these two out of the packaging, and I do apologize if the fact that they're so bright white makes the lights with my camera look a little wonky, but they're not bad. So this is Fuzer. He has these little guns molded into his hand, which is actually kind of cool. I kind of like that. And he's got a pretty decent little face sculpt. Let me see if I can get it to, whoops, as I hit the camera. Whoa, that's not gonna work out. But he's got a pretty cool little face sculpt there, and it's painted silver, which looks good. He's got ball joints in the hip, but they're kind of very tight. Like, you can move them, but they're probably going to pop off. But then the ball joints in the shoulder are great. Got no problem with those ball joints whatsoever. You even have a bit of a hinge there for the transformation, so he's got really nice arm articulation. And then he's got kind of a knee joint here, which is, again, for transformation, but it works. It gets the job done with what you need. He's got a heck of a backpack, but it's not terrible. Next up we have Autobot Blastmaster, and I have to kind of pitch him forward because he's just got so much going on that he doesn't really stand all that well. Oh, now he's going to stand just to prove me wrong? Now, see, there he goes. That's not too bad, actually. He's got a decent ball joint in the shoulder. His face sculpt is... Whoops, there goes my camera. Not bad. Sorry, the lights are really freaking out. But in any case, decent head sculpt there, painted blue. The whole face is blue and the helmet's red. Again, ball joint there in the shoulder, ball joint in the hip, and he does have a knee. But again, mostly for transformation, but he does have it. Then these wings are just huge. So it's not terrible, honestly. If he didn't have the wings, I wouldn't really have a problem with them whatsoever, because this backpack by itself is not too big. It's just those wings. Those wings, or maybe even if they could have rotated the wings up so that they could have gone up instead of straight down or something. Or even if they could have put in a little swivel here so that they could have rotated around to the back. Maybe? I don't know. Just something. Just them boxing him up like that really makes his legs feel very inaccessible. And it's just not great. So I don't know what's going on there. But they are cool little robots. They have a decent amount of articulation. Do they have, I should note, this one does not have waist articulation, but Fuzer does. Although it doesn't want to move because of the backpack. It's going to come into play later, so it is there. I don't think Blastmaster has any. No, it's a solid piece. So, alright, I'm going to try and fix the lighting here, and then we'll get to the transformation. I apologize. Let's see if we can get them to stand. Okay, hopefully that's better. Alright, so first part we'll do Blastmaster. You're going to peg the two legs together and then flip this around like so, and that should pop on right there like that. This is going to flip up. You're going to they have the tiniest little tabs on the inside of the forearm right there. And that's going to peg into the slot on the ball joint for the hip, like that. And then these, as you can see, have the tiniest little tab right there, which is going to peg into the shoulder slot ball joint. So that actually all pretty nicely forms together. Then you're going to flip down this peg and flip this head back like so, and then close that up. And there you go. There is the rear of your space shuttle. Coming over to Fuzer, you're going to flip this piece back, bring this forward, then you're going to pop up the arms to sit flush. You're going to peg together the legs, spin them around at the waist, and then bring this up, and then they'll kind of, there's little notches back here for the guns. And I apologize because that came unpegged. Now here's the problem. So this is all fine. You can see this is all lined up. This is supposed to go back, and it's got these kind of two plastic tabs to fit in here. It just doesn't really stay together all that well. You can see that there's like a huge line there. And this is actually staying together better than like every other time I transformed it off camera. So, okay. And then this is just going to, you can see, now there's two pegs right here. You would think they would peg into something, but maybe that was too tight or something, because there's just kind of two clips. You can kind of see the little spots right there, and that's what clips into right there and there. So this just kind of clips on like that. And then you can see how this just doesn't really, like, here's your space shuttle, but this thing's flapping. I would say in the breeze, but it's space. There's no breeze in space. So it looks good for the most part. Like, if you look at it up top, you can't tell. So I like the black. I think that all looks nice. The window of the space shuttle, the cone up the front, the NASA on the side, that's all nice. But just this, and unfortunately, when I go to push on this, it kind of makes this other part pop out. So I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know why this is so not, maybe I have something mistransformed. I guess it's possible, but it seems like I have everything lined up for the most part. I don't know. It feels like this should go closer, but it won't. And then this won't click down the way it's supposed to. So I don't know. It's not bad. It's just not perfect. But overall, I think the combined space shuttle looks pretty good. So I'm actually kind of happy to report that they didn't even bother trying to make this into a weapon. I'm wondering if they've just completely given up on that, because they've always been really sad attempts. The instructions just have the space shuttle transformation, and that's it. There's no weird, goofy, bazooka mode. But they do both still have these pegs. So if you wanted to try to come up with something, you could. If you wanted him to just kind of hold the space shuttle like he's going to launch it from his hand. That's kind of hilarious, I'm not going to lie. It's very heavy. You can see it's making him do the splits. But yeah, that's kind of hilarious. But I don't really, I'm trying to think, like, if I would pull these apart. I mean, what could you even do? Maybe you could put effect pieces in here and pretend this is a gun? Maybe something like that. And then maybe something similar with this. Let's see. Can we maybe put this back like that? And then you could probably connect effect pieces to here and have these little guns underneath. That's not terrible. I think it's funny that the one time they didn't try to make guns out of these, I feel like I just came up with something that doesn't look that bad. This is the one time maybe they should have tried. I mean, they're not perfect. And I've always kind of said with these, trying to put them together into one giant gun always looks terrible, but you can usually make like somewhat decent little guns out of them separately, especially with the cars. The cars always look better separately, but I feel like these aren't that bad. You could probably just pop some effect pieces on here, pop some effect pieces in there. That could work. Kind of. I wanted to just show it off. Like I said, I've always been kind of a champion for, I don't need them to have the gun modes because I think they look dumb, and most of the time the attempt was unsuccessful. So I'm kind of proud of them for giving up on it. But at the same time, if you want to make a goofy little fan-made one like I just did, the possibilities are there still. But at the end of the day, you know, they're Micromasters and they have a cool shuttle mode. I don't need more than that. I'm happy with that. So, but I at least wanted to show off that it's nothing official, but it's kind of possible. So that's going to do it for these two little guys. I think for the most part, they're pretty cool. I really like their design. I really like Fuzer has the little guns molded into his hand, and he's got a pretty nice range of motion here in the shoulder. Hips aren't too bad. He has the knee articulation there, so he's got a little bit of a backpack, but it's not too bad. And ultimately, I think he looks pretty good. With Autobot Blastmaster, I really just, it's these wings here. I feel like they frame him a little weird. I wish we could have flipped them up or maybe rotated them onto the back or something, and they would have given him a little bit more range of motion. But for the most part, he's got pretty good shoulder joint there, hips and knees. You know, the knees are mostly just for transformation, but they work. And I really don't mind this part of the backpack. It's just these wings. I wish we could have got him out of the way a little bit. Otherwise, they both have pretty cool color schemes, pretty good face sculpts, everything like that. The combined shuttle mode, I think, looks pretty good. But unfortunately, this flap here on his back just doesn't really stay down and connect. I wish that was a little bit more, you know, compact and tighter and held together a little bit better. But for the most part, I think they're both pretty good. I think it's kind of funny that for once, Hasbro finally gave up on trying to have the Micromasters form a gun. But you can still get some cool little fan-made, you know, gun configurations, little transformations there if you want to try to make these guys into weapons for the larger figures. But overall, I just think they're fun Micromasters, and I'm kind of bummed. Like, it doesn't seem like Kingdom is continuing Micromasters at all. I'm kind of sad to see them go. I feel like we didn't get enough time with them. But I think there's going to be something Micromaster related with that global hopping excursion thing they're doing with Amazon, where they're doing the different box sets through Amazon. I think there's going to be something there. It might just be a bunch of repaints, but whatever. Micromasters are a ton of fun, and I'm really liking the bases. I was really hoping they were going to continue on and do some larger bases from the classic line, kind of redone. I don't think that's going to happen, but you know, we still have a Mega Supreme. We still have Scorponok. We can use our Micromasters with them, but they're fun. Ultimately, I think they're fun. I definitely think this set's worth adding to your collection, so let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.